Hi students, and we're going to take a look at factoring trinomials. Now, when we're factoring trinomials, you'll notice that, well, there's no common factor to pull out of these individual terms. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to factor this into one binomial times another binomial. Now, to give ourselves a hand, let's take a look at some of the patterns we've seen before. Well, this first term, this x squared, well, the only way to get an x squared is x times x. So really we're looking for what do we have to add to these x's to make these two binomials that equal this. So we're going to use a trick here. I'm looking for two numbers. And these two numbers have to satisfy the given equation. They have to add to make -2, and these two numbers have to multiply to make -8. So let's think about the factors of -8. Well, I can have, for instance, -1 and 8 multiplies to make -8. And if I add these together, ooh, I get 7. So that won't work. So what about -8 and 1? So if I add these together, I get -7. That's not going to work. So let's try the next. So what if I had 2 and -4? So this multiplies to make -8, and add them together, I get -2. So the ones we want are 2 and -4, and they go right here. So x plus 2, x plus -4. So we can rewrite this just by getting rid of our brackets. We get x plus 2 onto x subtract 4. So this is the factored form, and notice that it's the opposite of what we were doing previously. So let's practice our binomial multiplication to show that x minus 2 multiplied by x minus 4 does indeed give us x squared minus 2x minus 8. So we're going to use the FOIL method here. So front, outer, inner, last. So if I have my front or first terms here, well, x times x gives me x squared. Our outer terms, x and positive 2 multiplied together, gives me 2x. Our inner terms, -4 and x multiplied together, give me -4x. And our last terms, -4 and positive 2 multiplied together, give me -8. Collecting our like terms, we're going to get x squared minus 2x minus 8, which is exactly what we started with. So we can see that these two statements are indeed equal, that x squared minus 2x minus 8 is the exact same as x minus 4 onto x plus 2. And factoring trinomials allows us to go now in both directions. Not only do we have a way to go from binomial times binomial to trinomial, but we have a way to go backwards, going from trinomial to binomial times binomial. So let's take a look at another example. So we've got x squared minus 4x minus 21. And what we want to do is we want to set this up to be one binomial times another binomial. Now, because the coefficient in front of the x squared is a 1, we know at least part of our binomial. It's going to be x plus something times x plus something. So now we're going to use our trick. So I have two numbers that I have to find. They have to add to make -4, and they have to multiply to make -21. Well, the multiples of 21 are 3 and 7. So how could you have 3 and 7, one being negative, one being positive, so they multiply to make a negative number, to add to make -4? Well, the only pair that works is -7 and +3. So multiplying these two together definitely gives you -21. Adding these two together gives you your -4. So putting these in, I have x plus -7 onto x plus 3. And simplifying, this is the same as x minus 7 onto x plus 3. So we're going to take a look at more of this in our next video.